What's up, everybody? DeLuca here. Yeah, baby. Baby, baby. What's up, everybody? DeLuca here. So I'm sitting here practicing, just noodling around. And I'm thinking, what are we gonna do as musicians, working musicians, with all this shutdown, lockdown going on? So, especially if you live in a metropolitan area, big city, what are you going to do when you're used to playing every weekend, or almost every weekend, and all your gigs have been shut down, rescheduled, canceled, whatever the case? Like in my case, all my gigs have been rescheduled. I do a lot of weddings and a lot of private events. And I do a good chunk of public events too. The public events have been canceled. Period. Just wiped out. The weddings though have been rescheduled till 2021. Most of my weddings. There's still a few out there that are still scheduled. We'll see if they happen or not. They're for later this year. But what are we going to do in the meantime as musicians? We're going to practice. We're going to, make videos. And, what are we going to do? So that's a question you need to ask yourself. If you're a professional musician who depends on making money playing music, what are you going to do? I mean, you're going to do live streams. You're going to do YouTube videos, Instagram live streams. What are you going to do? So for you, that's one set of questions, especially for these, the pros out there, the guys who make a living at this stuff. That's what they do. So you're going to have to, figure out how you're going to bring in some money, man. You got to get a job. Or you're going to have to figure out another way to make money with music. You need to either create another path for yourself, either pick up a new instrument, learn how to do sound, learn some other part, video editing, recording. There's going to be a lot of recording going on right now. I'm sure everybody's recording, especially a lot of the original artists. They're just buckled down, they just recording a bunch of stuff right now because there's nothing else to do. All the concerts that were scheduled for this summer by national acts canceled. All the festivals, all the big tours canceled. So, I'm sure a lot of them are just going back into the studio and just start laying down tracks. Probably get a couple albums worth of material recorded. So you never know. But we as musicians, like somebody like me, luckily I learned from the first recession back in 2007, 2008, 2009, that you need a side hustle. You need another way to make money. So in case this kind of thing happens, because back then, same thing happened. The gigs slowed down, not to this level, but it definitely slowed down enough to where it made me like, okay, if this happens again, I need to be prepared. So when this time came around with this whole lockdown because of the virus thing, I was like, okay, I see what's happening. So I was ready for it this time. Now, I ain't happy about it. That's for sure. I ain't happy about it one bit. Okay? And now I'm just getting word, because I'm here in California. I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area. So they opened some stuff up. Now they're shutting stuff down again. They opened some restaurants. And, they haven't really opened the bars yet. But they've opened some things if it was outside. and it looks like they might be shutting some of that down. The wineries, it looks like they're about to shut down again. So, you know, when the wineries shut down and the bars shut down, that means a lot of live music shuts down. Okay, and when you're having a wedding scheduled for the summer of 2020, and you can't have more than 30 to 40 people, and you really originally thought you're going to have between 150 and 300 people at your wedding, you have to reschedule your wedding. And that's what's happening to me because all of my weddings that I had booked had more than 100 people. And they were coming from, as you guys know who do weddings, people coming from everywhere, across country, some out of country. So it's just not worth it for people to do weddings this summer. So all that's been canceled and postponed. So what are you going to do this whole summer? So this is the time for you to figure out what your plan is. If you're just a musician, a new bass player, a new guitar player, you're just learning. Okay, you got time, and if it's not a serious goal of yours, you're just doing it for fun, then this doesn't really apply to you because you probably have a day job and you have other ways to make money. As long as you have your day job, you're good. Okay, if you lose your day job, then you got problems. Okay, so and if you're a full time musician right now, you got problems. So you need to figure out where you're gonna bring in that additional income. So that requires picking up a side hustle, temporary job, or maybe even picking up going back to school, the training, pick up a trade, learn how to turn a wrench, something like that. It's gonna involve being creative, and then musically, it's gonna involve maybe you know starting a YouTube channel, put out your playing on the internet, have some fun, join some forums, online forums, and Networking is going to be huge right now because everybody's in the same boat. Everybody's struggling right now, music wise. Everybody's struggling. Everybody's kind of in the same boat. All the bands, like in my area, that were like established and everything, they all kind of took a drop because there's no gigs now. So everybody, once this thing finally resolves and opens back up, which hopefully, will be soon within the next 90 days or so, I'm hoping. But everybody's starting back at square one. Some bands have a advantage over others because they have a name. But other than that, you pretty much starting out. If you're established like my band is, you're kind of starting back off where the new bands. Everybody's going to be in hustle mode. Once the economy and the gigs open back up, everybody's going to be competing for the same gigs. Everybody. Okay, so what you're going to do as a band, you have an established band, okay? And the economy opens back up and there's a couple gigs out there and you find out about them, but you're bidding up against a new band. You think your established band is going to get the same amount of money that it used to get before all this stuff went down? You think that money is going to be available for entertainment? So that's what you got to think about. You're going to be competing with new bands and bands that are not quite as popular as your band, and then you're going to be bidding against, bands like that. And so you got to figure out your pricing, and those newer bands and those less established bands, they kind of go, above and beyond too. They offer more services. They might play longer. They'll be cheaper, money wise. They'll learn 10 songs, 10 requests just to get the gig. They'll learn whatever the hell you want them to learn. Even if they know they can't do it, they'll say they can do it. Okay, you're going to be competing with a lot of stuff like that. So the bottom line is, are you going to be ready when this thing opens back up? And if you're just a side man who comes in and pops in on gigs and do this casuals where you kind of jump in on this gig, then you go jump in on that gig. You're not really part of a band, but you kind of just freelance. Keep that networking up because when things open up, those band leaders and those booking agents will be giving you a call. And the same thing with pricing might go for you too. Because when they start calling you and you used to getting a certain amount of money for a wedding as a freelancer, and they say, hey man, the money ain't there. This is how much this wedding pays. What you gonna do? You'll say no? Because as soon as you say no, they hang up, they call somebody else, and they'll jump on it. And if you say no too many times, they ain't calling you no more. So you gotta figure out your bottom line. You have to figure out your bottom line, what you're willing to take as a band and as an individual freelancer. So I've already gave myself some thought on that as far as my band and as me being a freelancer. So I have a bottom line already figured out in my head where this is going. Okay. So so when the thing does open up and the way it's going doesn't look like it's going to open up till the fall at the earliest. Okay. Maybe Labor Day weekend. Okay. Because, like I said, they're closing stuff down all over the country. Some of you guys are in different areas. If you're in a state that doesn't have a lot of population, if you're not near the East Coast like New York, Miami, Chicago, and Texas, and California, you don't have to worry about it as much. You're probably out there doing your gigs already. But if you're in these big cities like these, San Francisco, LA, New York, man, you're screwed. I'm in San Francisco area and I'm screwed. When it comes to gigs, there's nothing happening. Even my church gig, I do a weekly church gig and that's been shut down since March. And they just opened up the church this week to let people back in. But they only letting 100 people back in and you got to make an appointment. I don't even know if they're going to let the band back in yet. I'll find out this weekend. But probably not. So, which is fine with me, but whatever. But I do miss playing, even, church gigs, whatever gigs. I miss playing any gig. So, the bottom line is y'all, you got to definitely keep practicing. But you got to remember, if you used to getting paid to play, what are you going to do? What's your bottom line once the economy opens back up and the gigs happen and there's heavy competition? What's your bottom line for your band and you individually as a freelancer? So in the meantime, make sure you practice, learn some skills. Like back here, I don't know if y'all can see that upright bass right there. That's my newest project. I'm trying to learn how to play some upright because you never know. So I'm working on those skills. I'm learning some software. I bought some copy of Ableton Live, and I'm learning how to play around with that. So, I'm trying to advance myself. I'm educating myself. So that's what you're going to need to do, okay? Either with your playing, if you want to learn how to slap more, if you want to learn how to play with a pick, if you want to play with your thumb like this, whatever skill on bass you want to do. If you want to play, 4-string, 5-string, 6-string bass, this is the time to do it. Watch videos, take lessons from somebody that you trust, to show you how to do it. Just don't take lessons from some bozo that says they can do it. You need receipts. You need to see what they can do. Okay, they should have some kind of receipts that show that they have done something. Anybody can throw up a ad say they give bass or guitar lessons, but that don't mean shit. So make sure you improve those skills. If you want to learn software like Ableton Live or something else that you're interested in, this is the time to do it. You want to play upright bass, it's time to do it. So make sure that you think about your plans. Okay, if you're just a weekend warrior, as they say, and you like playing for fun, then don't worry about it. But if you're looking to make money playing music in a band or freelance, then you got to think about what your plans are going forward. All right, man, that's enough yapping. I got to get back to practicing, man. I got to build my skills up because you never know, man. Somebody might call and say, DeLuca, we need you to come play Brick House. And I'll say, yeah, I can do that. So make sure you like this video. Leave some comments below. Let me know what y'all think of this. I don't want the video to go too long. It's already almost 16 minutes. So I don't want it to go too long. So make sure you leave some comments below. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. If you want me to talk about other topics concerning music, let me know. Okay, just like the other things that I do. I'm always open to suggestions to get out to the folks. And now it's time for you to go practice, just like it's time for me to go practice. So with that said, I got to get to work. I'll talk to y'all later.